Where is everybody? You, hey. Hey. Hey there. Girl. Hey girl. Never got you. Can you hear me? I never got your card. I checked my PO box and I never got it. I'm gonna make this bigger. I know, right? Well, thank you anyway. It's crazy. Can you hear me okay? Can you see me? I wish I could make this bigger. How do I make this bigger? Never mind. I don't want to screw it up. No, what did I just do? I know, I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. What did I do? There we go. Well, I haven't gotten it back. Great. Thank you. Now, you sent it to my P.O. Box 9190. I don't know. It's so strange. When did you send it? Oh, thank you. Hopefully other people will join. If not, honey, it can just be you and me. So how are things going? I didn't do my online dating. I'll update you guys on that. How are things? How are things? It shows they have, I don't see the rest of the people on here. Shows a couple people on, a couple more, but I don't see them. Okay, things are good. Cool, cool, cool. I'm glad to know that. Hopefully we'll get a couple more people on here. What can I do to get more people on the live, I guess? You know, what can I do? Hopefully a couple more will join. March? Oh, no. Back in March? Oh, no. No, I didn't get it. Wow, back in March? Dang. I thought it was something maybe you just sent recently. Man, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. No, I didn't get it. Damn. All right. You know, it's weird because it shows like 4 people on there, but I don't see them. Let me take a look at participants. Empress Daisy, where are you? There she is. Hello, hello. How are you? Oh, you left me a comment today, didn't you? Empress Daisy. Hopefully we will get more people here. I don't know. I just need to do a better job of promoting my lives, which I don't know what else to do. I'll have to read up on that. Because I get nervous, but now that like when I get on here, I actually like doing it because we have a lot of fun. I think we have good conversations and stuff. Don't you think? Oh, I'm doing really well, thank you, Empress Daisy. This is the first time you joined, right? Yeah, that's what I thought that was you. You're the youngin, right? I think you're like 23, I think you said. Yeah, we do. We do. We have a good time. Oh, nice, nice, nice. I want more people on here so you can really enjoy your first time. Because normally we have more people. Oh, declare happy. Hi. Hi there, you guys. Thank you, declared happy with Desiree. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Oh, we've got new people on here today. I love it. Gonna wait a couple more minutes. I'll give you guys my online dating update because I said I was going to like join, but I didn't. So I'll update you on that and on why. Get a couple more people on here. Well, welcome to everyone that is new. Thank you so much for joining. Declared happy with Desiree. Are you good? Like, how are you? All right, you know what? People can join later. Yeah, welcome newbies. See, Miss Hurricane is one of my day ones, the ride or die. So I can always depend on her to join. Well, hopefully we'll get more people soon. So, I mean, let's get started. I mean, that's fine. So you guys, let me update you for the newbies. Last time, I have these like bi-weekly. And the last time we were on here, I said that I was going to explore like online dating and that I was going to give it another try. But I did not. And I guess ultimately I just wasn't feeling it. And I didn't want to like force myself to do something I just wasn't feeling. And I didn't want to do it just because, I said I would. I'm not feeling it, you guys. I'm just not feeling it right now. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for your kind words, you guys. I just was not feeling. That's about as honest as I can be. I always tell you guys the truth. Um, you know, oh yeah, did I chicken out? You know what it is? It wasn't so much chickening out. It was I just didn't want to do it. I thought I'm gonna do it and report to you guys, but I just didn't want to do it. I just didn't feel it. And that's one of those things that you have to be in the right mindset to do. You really do. And I don't know, with all the stuff going on in the world, and I mean, not to make excuses, but I'm just not feeling that. I live in the Chicago area, and all the stuff that's going on here, and quarantine. It's just like I'm not in the right headspace. I'm good. I'm not I'm depressed or anything, but it's just online dating seems like almost like frivolous to me. I'm just not feeling it. Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm not going to force it. So if and when I'm ready, because I haven't done that, you guys, in years, in a long time. If and when I'm ready, I'm definitely going to do it. It's not something I'm going to chicken out of, but I have to feel it, and right now I'm not. So Empress Daisy and Declared Happy, have you guys done any online dating? Have you guys done it during this quarantine and Corona pandemic at all? Please tell us your experiences. Because for me, it's like something, I don't know, I don't really care for, but I think part of it has been my mindset. I don't expect much, so I don't get much. So, but if I change, I think my mindset, I think it might be more, successful. Not that I've had really bad experiences. I've had some really great first dates, but nothing has ever really panned out. I've never really dated anyone I met online. All the guys I've dated or whatever and had relationships with, I've met like organically, which is what I prefer. So, Ms. Hurricane, what have you been up to on the dating front? Or are you guys like already in relationships? I haven't done any online dating. Yeah, I mean, I can understand the disinterest in even trying, and that's how I felt. I'm like, I'm not interested in trying right now. Now, at some point, I will. I will, but again, you have to be in the right frame of mind. And right now, if you're not interested, don't do it. It's that simple. It's just that simple. Okay, I've tried it. It takes. Yeah, yeah. I prefer to meet organically live as well. But given the situation, I thought, well, this might be a viable option because a lot of people are, indoors. I mean, the good guys as well as the losers. And I think just online dating it's a numbers game, right? It's just a numbers game. Like you said, you got to weed through the losers or the guys that are not necessarily losers, but just not right for you. Yeah. I'm gonna do I will definitely revisit online dating. I will at some point. I know I'm going to at some point, just not right now. You have to be open to the experience. And you're gonna meet the losers and the guys just looking for sex, or the guys just not compatible with you, and just accept that and keep it pushing. But it's just one of those things. But you have to be in a mindset for that. And I'm just not feeling it right now. And there are good guys online. I mean, guys who are looking for like relationships and things like that. I mean, there are, but like you said, you got to weed through the losers or the men with the chips on their shoulders because their wives cheated on them, and now they're, that sort of thing. They're divorced recently and they're not looking for anything but to have fun, or the ones who are looking for anything, but they are like head cases. Oh, now dating apps. Now I was thinking more along the lines of something like Match.com. Dating apps, that's the Tinder and all that, right? Still learning how to get up online profile that would attract the right type of man. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, for me, I think it would be. I think in some respects, less is more. Have good pictures, and don't write a dissertation. Sometimes, like I remember seeing these long ass profiles, and it's like nobody's going to read all that. Nobody's going to read all that. Just say you're looking to have, not just looking to have fun, like what your interests are. Someone you're looking with to meet someone with common interests and see how it goes. Not I'm looking for a relationship or anything like that. Just Match is an app. Oh, there's a Match app too. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I thought Match was just like online. You see how long it's been? You see how long it's better. Okay, Match is an app too. I didn't realize they had a Match app. When I think of apps, I think of Tinder. What's the other one? Is it Hinge, which I have no anything about? And what's the one where the woman has to contact the man? What's that one? That's not Hinge, is it? What is that one where the woman contacts the man? Which is not something I would ever try. But what's that one called? Oh, Bumble. That's it. And for Empress Daisy, if you want some tips, just go ahead and hit me up in my DMs on Instagram. Let me send you I mean, I'm no expert, but I can just give you some advice. Okay. Yeah, just if you want to send me a DM on Instagram, that would be cool. Yeah, that's it. Bumble. That's it. Bumble. Has anyone tried that? I just don't like the idea of, as a woman, reaching out to a man. I'm opposed to that. You guys know. You guys know I am just opposed to that. I definitely think a man should approach you, because if you think about it, if the man doesn't even have the nerve to approach you, how can he be a provider? If he doesn't have even the nerve to approach a woman, if he doesn't have the motivation, if he expects you to approach him, that's just not a good dynamic. I just don't think it's a good dynamic. No, no way should you approach a man. You have to want to know if they are interested in you. And that's what it is. That's just, I think I'm a traditional person. I know I just don't think this modern way has worked out for people. I mean, do you? Oh, absolutely. Set up for failure down the road, because it sets a certain tone, right? It just sort of sets a sort of the precedent that sort of goes forward. And once you set that tone, you can't really undo it. And yeah, I am not down with that at all. Excellent. What did you put in your profile? Miss Hurricane, what did you put in your profile? Declared happy. What has your experience been? Have you ever done the apps, the Bumbles, the Hinge, and all that? Have you ever had any success on it? I mean, what are your thoughts? I mean, it's just, and I really shouldn't be so negative, because there have been people that have met online, and it's a viable option these days that you have to, I guess, should be open to, even though, like I said, I much more prefer to meet someone organically. The reality of the situation. Oh no, don't say that. If you expect me to message first, we are not a match. I mean, honestly, and this is just my advice, my opinion. You do what you want. I just think that, I mean, that's understood, that if you expect me to message first, we are not a match. That is understood. That's not something that has to be, I feel has to be said, because again, you want to come off as feminine and approachable. And to me, that's like, I don't know, I would say aggressive, but it's like, dang, that's something that's understood. And this is my opinion. That's not something I would put in my profile, because that's something, you don't have to say it, it. If they don't approach you first, you're not, that's it. You know that you guys are not a match, and that's that. But that is not something I would put in a profile. That's just my opinion. Oh no, and I know you're not going to approach a man, but oh shoot, what is going on with this connection? What's going on? Sorry, guys. I know. Okay, that's better. I'm back. Now I'm back now. I don't know what's going on. AT&T. AT&T. Okay, that's better. Yeah, honestly, didn't do it for long. I met more men organically. Yeah, same here. The men I've had relationships with or met have been organically. Um, yeah, and it was buffering, you guys, and I apologize for that. Like, I don't know what's going on. But because we didn't have this problem last time, so just bear with me, you guys. But honestly, I didn't do it for long. Yeah. Okay, sorry guys, and I apologize in advance if it happens again. I don't know why. I don't know why. Yeah, Miss Hurricane. Yeah, I mean, you said I'm not going to approach a man, and I agree with that. But that's not necessarily something that has to be stated in a profile. You know what I mean? It just comes off a little like aggressive. That's all. And you want to be, I think, feel like soft and feminine and and they want to feel like they can approach you, not like you're like laying down the law, even though you know that's your mindset. There you go. Sorry, guys. I mean, that's just my opinion. That's just like I personally would not. I don't feel it's necessary to put that in a profile because it's understood by you. And if they don't approach you first, I mean, obviously you're not going to. I mean, if they don't approach you, you're never going to meet them, right? Anyway, yeah, I would take that out. I really, really would. Hopefully, yeah, I'm not frozen anymore. So yeah, guys, at some point, I am going to try it again. Like I said, it's been years. You guys, I don't know how old you guys are, and I think Empress Daisy, I think you're like, did you say you were like 23? I hope I'm talking to the right person. But I mean, what do you guys feel about like sort of online dating at a particular age? Do you feel like guys are looking for like younger women? Because I think there is a lot of that, but I don't necessarily think that that's that's all every man is looking for. That's what I thought. I thought that was you 23. I thought that was you. Well, thank you for joining. I'm glad you're getting something like out of this too. Because I think it's I guess universal, right? We all have many of the same experiences as women. Yeah, or organically is the way to go. But if that's been a challenge for you, especially during quarantine like this, I mean, it's good to have options, although, like I said, you have to be in the right mindset. And right now, I'm just not. And for Stasia, as a 23-year-old, what's it like out there for you guys, the youngins? Man, I mean, what's it like? I bet you have met a lot of guys that just want to hook up because this is a hookup society. It's become. I guess no matter what your age, I mean, it's like guys just want to hook up. But I would guess it'd be much more so for someone your age. Okay, good, good, good. They just haven't been calling in. Yeah. And how do you know they're not quality? Like what makes you believe they're not quality? And Miss Hurricane, you're on Match.com. Is that the one you're on? Match? Yep. Yeah. If they don't have a nerve to approach you, how can they, can they be the head of a household? How can they, be the type of man you want? I mean, shy nothing. That's their responsibility. How can a man who expects you to approach him is not much of a man? I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, I can't with somebody like that because, like we said, you're setting the tone for the future. Oh no, we're down to three. It's okay. I'm trying to go on the other side of town and see who shops over there. Still working on shyness on my part. Well, that's good. Oh my God. Why is this happening? Oh. Okay, looks good. Properties. Okay, now I'm back. Okay, sorry guys. Yeah, I don't understand why that continues to happen. Okay, agreed. They might take. Yeah, as I was saying, I am naturally a shy person, believe it or not. And this is like this whole YouTube thing is out of my comfort zone, which is one of the reasons I decided to do it, just to try something new. And you guys, before these lives, honestly, like my stomach is in knots. Like I get so nervous before these. I wonder, I'm if I'm going to be able to, get it right on, the webcam and all of that. So, I mean, I'm a person who has to work through my natural shyness. And if you are shy, that's why it's even more important for a man to approach you. Oh my gosh. And the wife beat. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm gonna do a video on this guy and the wife beater. Did you guys, I don't know, you guys on Twitter? Exactly, the Wi-Fi. And the thing is, my Wi-Fi is typically great. I don't understand. But are you guys on Twitter at all? Did you guys hear about the story, like, was it yesterday or the day before? Texas Roadhouse was trending. I'm like, oh no, are they closing Texas Roadhouse? Because I don't go there often, but I like it whenever I do. Did you guys hear about that? Yeah, stupid Wi-Fi. And essentially, it was trending because there was this guy and this girl. They went out to dinner there. It was a first date. And this guy spent $60 on this date. And this girl, after the date, she, apparently got online and she was like, she finessed this guy for $60. And $60 to her is a finesse. And he was like, he got online and he's complaining about it. And then you've got all these men online saying, she, like one guy said he wants to take up a GoFundMe to get this guy his $60 back. And that $60 included his meal. Now that is as low as you can go. I'm talking about low value, both of them. How is $60, a big deal? How is $60 a flex, a finesse for a man to pay $60, including his meal? I mean, so that's what I mean. When here's this woman, this girl, like that's how little, $60 is how little you value yourself. And the guy showed up to the date in a wife beater. That's what made me think of it. The guy showed up in the date in exactly $60 is nothing. And that's what I mean. Like all of this over $60. Texas Roadhouse was trending because this guy spent $60. Yeah. This one, and they were, people of color, and it was like, wow, wow, wow. But when it's, why not just write it off? This woman, and I can understand him being annoyed because she got online and bragging about how she like took advantage of him, which is wrong. But at the same time, I write it off. What's $60? The only one who's winning is the owner of Texas Roadhouse. Free publicity. Exactly. I'm like, I thought they were going to shut it down. I'm like, oh, Texas Roadhouse is closing. And then to find out this is why it was trending, it's like, are you serious? $60. This is what it was, $60. And you have all these men online saying like women aren't crap anymore. One guy said, I would never go out on a date with a woman who couldn't pay for her own dinner. It's like chivalry in a lot of men is just dead. They don't understand the concept of being a gentleman. I mean, I honestly, you guys, I've gone out with guys who leave, $60 tips. And ask for the girl for her to like get online and like publicize this as if she's done something that's just bad. I mean, if you're going to take advantage of somebody, at least be, discreet about it. You don't have to like advertise it. And that's, like I said, $60. Talk about low value people that he's pressed over $60 that included his meal. And she sees that as some sort of accomplishment because a man spent $60 on her. You know, it's sad. But these are the type of women that hopefully will, learn about this channel and, learn a few things. Because that is, these are people, though this is a woman who does not value herself. But for her to brag about it, that's a different thing. I mean, that is disrespectful. I mean, I've gone out on fabulous first dates with guys I've never saw again, but I would never go online and say, I took advantage of him or anything like that, because I didn't. He just enjoyed the pleasure of my company, and that's that $300 that he spent on dinner is the least he can do. I mean, some stuff you just got to put down to the game. Exactly. Like they went to Morton. I really like Morton's, but yeah, he really. I mean, it's like crazy. $60. $60. $60. I mean, that still blows my mind. And it was trendy. Sometimes I like to look at it. Oh yeah, it's really shocking how people are. That's why you have to be able to detach. You have to be able to size the situation up. If you know that guy's not right for you, feeling some type of way, move on. Don't waste your time. Do not waste your time. Now, I'm not saying not give someone a chance, a legitimate chance. But if you're not feeling it, move on. There's plenty more when he came from. And if he does something that you don't like, that turns you off, and just move on. Do not waste your time and try to make, what do they say, a round peg fit into a square hole. It's just, if it's not right, they say if it don't fit, don't force it. And that's just what it is. Because we all have intuition, right? I mean, how many of us have regretted not following our intuition? And how many of us have followed our intuition and said, oh, yep, that's right. I was right about that. Something told me not to do that, or something told me to do that. Everybody has that intuition. And when you don't follow it, that's when you tend to get in trouble. When you ignore it, or you justify, well, it's okay, or, I'm just going to give him a chance. It's just, everybody has that gut feeling, and that gut feeling is there to protect you. When you feel that, like from a phone call, or a guy who insists on only texting you and won't speak to you, those are red flags that you should not ignore. If you can't be bothered to speak to me, I can't be bothered with you. I mean, if you are not willing to think about it, if he is not willing to put forth the effort to have a phone call with you, what is he looking for? To me, that's a person who's only looking for sex. That's not a person who's looking to get to know you. This is a person like, I want to, want to meet you first before making any sort of effort to get to know you. And although I would not accept that, there is, I guess, in some way, some validity to that, because you guys, I have, like I said, I dated, online back in the day. You guys, I cannot tell you the guys that told me stories of meeting women that looked absolutely nothing like their picture. One guy told me he walked right by the woman and did not recognize her. And I do feel, in honesty, you guys, that is more commonplace with women not looking like their pictures. Not that guys don't do that too, but I'm just saying, I think women do that a lot often. And because of that, I think that a lot of men are sort of reticent about meeting women before they meet, investing before they meet someone. But I mean, I'm sorry. I always felt like, I always said, like, I mean, someone would tell me these experiences, and it's like, okay, but what does that have to do with me? What does that have to do with me? We are all individuals, and because you have that experience with someone else doesn't mean you're going to have it with me, or you should assume you're going to have it with someone else. And that's the thing I don't like when someone is so jaded and has this one size fit all. And that's a turn off for me. And there are a lot of guys just like that, just jaded, just I don't know, just have a negative mindset of just women in general. And it's like you're guilty until proven innocent. And it's like they forget, like, this is a two-way street. It's not enough for you to like me. I have to like you. It's not enough for you to want to meet me. I have to want to meet you. Yeah, and pessimistic, right? And that's just what it is. You have to be open, and there are a lot of people out there that are hurting. They really are. And that they bring that to, I hate the word baggage, but they bring that to everyone they meet, and then they wonder why nobody wants to be with them. Because that's reflected in their behavior, right? And how they approach things. Yeah, exactly. Older guys that have been through bad divorces. And she got, they had money and she got half. Or I met a guy who was like, she got half his pension. And he was bitter. And she left him for another guy. And she got half his pension. And he had to pay for the house. Still, he had to pay the mortgage on the house for her. And he's living in an apartment and she's living in their house. And I don't mean to laugh because, I mean, honestly, if I was probably in his position, I would feel some type of way about that. But good for her. Good for her for being smart enough to, get with a man and be married to a man to where, God forbid if something should happen, she would get something out of it. And rightfully so. They were married for, I think, like 20 years or something like that. And yeah, I mean, she's entitled to his pension. That's how it works. But the important thing is that she got a guy with a pension. She married a guy with a pension. And they had a child that was still like under 18. And so he had to, child support and, pay for the home, at least for a number of years until the child was older. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. I mean, the unfortunate part is to be in a situation where you divorce and you get nothing. That's the messed up part. Where if you get nothing, which is ridiculous, or to be in a situation, a relationship with a man where he's not your husband, and maybe you have children with him, and then you guys break up, and it's like you have no legal recourse really to anything except child support for the child if you get that, but you have no property to divide, you have no pensions or anything like that to help secure your financial future, and to which you are rightfully entitled. Let's be clear about that. And you guys, you know what it brings to mind? You guys know who Dr. Dre is, the rapper, and he's the guy who does beats. You guys know who he is, right? This guy's worth like almost $1 billion, $800 million. And he has been married to this woman I think they were married for 23 years. They are now getting a divorce. And guys are, all up in arms because she will probably get half. But it's like, it's not his fortune, it's their fortune, right? They didn't have any sort of prenup. She was with him before he became a billionaire. 23 years. That's a long time. And then guys act like, she's a gold digger. No, she is his wife. And that's what I don't like. It's like men, like they put the money before the respect for the women. Yeah, but she supported him all the way through. Oh, absolutely. She support now, not necessarily financially, but she's his wife. Of course she supported him. And how many times do you think he cheated on her throughout those 20 some years? And she has her own, she's an attorney. So it's not like he, got her from the hood or anything like that. She is an attorney. And she's a successful woman. I mean, obviously she's not a billionaire in her own right. And all I know is that when She met him. He was not the billionaire that he is now. No, I think like 23 years ago, he still had a name for himself and all of that. I think he was still well known then and, successful, but not what he is now. And she was there every step of the way. And then, guys are acting like he is doing her some favors, that she is robbing him and taking advantage of him. That's the mindset so many have. And it's like, no, she is entitled to have. And it's like, you're right about the sacrifices, and think about all the women he's had over the last years, and like the stuff she's had to put up with. He's cheated on her. I mean, I think they have children that primarily she raised because he was always doing concerts and doing whatever. It's like, the guys just look at the money, but look at everything else, the real life, day-to-day stuff that she went. Exactly. She deserves every dollar, honey. She earned every dollar. You better believe that over the course of 20 some years with that man, she earned it. But men don't look at it that way. They just look at, oh, that's his money. No, it's not his money. It's their money. And good for her. I mean, $400 million. I'm not mad. Jeff Bezos' wife, the guy who owns Amazon, I mean, she got like billions. She got billions. And of course, this is a situation where he cheated on her. He was involved with a whole other woman. But you know what? She got like a couple billion, and rightfully so. Yeah. They don't put value in what women do. Most of the time they don't. Like running a household and raising children, it has no value. And supporting him, and just being there, being a wife. And standing by his side at those awards dinner and all the stuff that she had to do, and putting her career aside to raise those children. It's like they don't think of that. It's like, no, she's taking advantage of them. He earned that money. That's his. And no. It's their money. But men don't see it that way. Like she's taking advantage of him, and it's not right that he should have to give her half because he earned that money. It's his. That's how they see it. No, it's not his. It's theirs. But they don't value, a woman's contribution the way they should. 23 years, I think they were married. Yeah. That woman's probably been through the ringer. And she had a very successful career as an attorney, which she gave up to be a wife and a mother. And that has value whether men get that or not. The courts are going to get it. Trust and believe. The courts will get it. The divorce court's going to get it. But the important thing is, she was smart enough to marry a man who had something, right? She did not marry a broke man, to where if this was happening to her, she would get nothing. They expected to, yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, a lot of men don't. They really, really don't. I mean, so I don't want, this is not a one size fit all scenario, because you guys, I read about what's his name. I was shocked. What they say about that. Exactly. You have to pay close attention to what they say about their exes. 100%. Like that guy who was so bitter. I'm like, nope. I mean, if they don't have a good relationship with their exes, or not necessarily good relationship even, because it's best if they have no relationship other than the one they have to have, like if they have children. But if they are angry and spiteful and make disparaging remarks about the ex, nah, that's a red flag. That is a red flag. But you know what? Another thing I read, you guys, like a couple weeks ago was, the comedian Kevin Hart. Now, his first wife, he was married to for, I want to say 19 years, 17 years or something like that. Now, he's worth, what, $10 million, something like that, $20 million. And he did have a prenup with her. I mean, her attorney ought to be disbarred. I think this man is worth millions, and I think she got like $150,000. Those were the terms of her prenup. It was less than $200,000 from a man who she was married to for like, I want to say 15 years, who is worth millions. Like, how did that happen? How did that happen? How did she allow it to happen? So I'd rather be like in the position of Dr. Dre's wife than in a position of hers, who got, oh yeah, absolutely. I was shocked to read this. She got less than $200,000. Now he has to pay child support and I think pay for like her home, but that's it. That's it. She got a lump sum of, I think I want to say $175,000 from a man who is worth multi-million. Yeah, look it up. I was stunned. And he cheated on her, and it's common knowledge that he cheated on her with his current wife. Yeah. And the thing that gets me, you talk about low value and having self-esteem and valuing yourself. Why would this woman sign a prenup only giving her 175,000 after marriage to a multimillionaire? Yeah, for real. I've heard of women putting 5 years. More prenups are fine, but negotiable. Oh, I agree. You know who's supposed to have an amazing prenup is Catherine Zeta-Jones. You know, Catherine Zeta-Jones. She's been married to Michael Douglas forever. And I heard her prenup, like you said, is sort of graduated. She gets more with each year. And she also has like an infidelity clause where if he cheats on her, she gets like millions. I heard she has that in her prenup. And as far as we know, they've probably been married for 20 years now. We haven't heard of any sort of, infidelity or anything with them. Because I mean, there are consequences in that prenup. I mean, I heard about years ago. It said she had like a cheating clause in there. Yeah, she's smart. You want to step out on me, you're gonna pay. And like I said, they've been married for like over 20 years, and each year she gradually gets some more in the event of a divorce. I think that, I mean, negotiate prenups. Me, like, let's say if he has a lot more money than you, and it depends on the situation. Like, if he has a lot more money than you, me personally, I do not think it's fair for, somebody worked hard, hard, hard. It's a different thing with Dr. Dre when this woman was with him basically from the beginning, after 23 years. But let's say he had $800 million when she met him. Now, do I think she should be entitled to half of that? No, I really don't. But if she was smart enough to negotiate that in her prenup, good for her. But I think that the prenup, if this guy has a lot of money, it should be fair. It should be, you have to buy me a home, you have to pay for my vehicles, my children, you have to support college, everything. I mean, and plus a lump sum or, spousal support, child support. Oh yeah, I would sign a prenup, but the terms would have to be extremely favorable. I mean, again, the terms would have to be favorable. I don't believe in, if I married someone who worked their butt off or inherited $400 million or 10 million, that I should be entitled to half of that when someone has worked hard. I don't think that's right. But in the event, and if I married them, and and you wanted me to sign a prenup, then I would have an attorney. I would have an attorney, and we would work it out. We would work it out, and I would not settle for $175,000. Either you want to marry me or you don't. And if you want to marry me, yes, I'll sign a prenup, but you have to make the terms favorable and fair to me. You're not going to leave me high and dry. If you're that type of man who wants to do that, I can't marry you. And that's all there is to it. I would not, if these guys got millions of dollars and I just met him, I would not even expect myself to be entitled to that, because I don't think that's fair to take what somebody else has worked for, what they had prior to meeting you. It's not like we built this together. That was his money. And I respect that. But, if you're going to marry me, you want me to sign a prenup, baby, you got to make it worth my while. I'm not going to be like Kevin Hart's wife. There's no way you're going to get off that cheap. Because again, it's the value. It's like, a lot of times they say cheaper to keep her, but in his case, it's not. I can cut her loose and let her go. It's not, I've got millions of dollars and I only have to pay out $175,000 plus a little spousal, not even, I don't even think she got spousal support. It was child support. I think you guys got to look this up. Like, it's crazy how little she got. It was unbelievable. It was truly unbelievable how, as crazy as it sounds to you, it sounded that way to me. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, how is this even possible? What kind of attorney would negotiate this? And they were married it was like double digits, 11 years, 13 years. It was something like that. This wasn't they were married for 18 months or 3 years or something like that. They were married in double digits. And she got, I know it was less than $200,000. It was like a lump sum, and she got nothing else after that except for the child support. Like, there's no way I would accept that. No freaking way. Yeah. But at the same time, I mean, it sucks for her, but at the same time, it's like, why did she accept that? Why did her attorney allow her to accept that? And, maybe she didn't know any better. Maybe at the time she thought, because 11, 12, 13 years ago, he was not famous. He wasn't famous. At the time, she probably thought $175,000 was a pretty good deal. She probably didn't know that he was going to become this multimillionaire. But then again, he asked her to sign a prenup, so that should have been some kind of hint. Because if you're broke, why are you asking somebody to sign a prenup? You have nothing to split. You have nothing. Yeah. Oh, yes. Learn these lessons while you are young, girl. Do not waste your time. Yeah, exactly. Maybe she didn't think he was going to blow up to the extent that he has, but at the same time, he asked her to sign a prenup, so he must have had something. How are you going to sign it? Why would you sign a prenup to be married to a guy who's broke? So he must have had something worth protecting, and she knew that. And it's just her attorney. Like, how can an attorney allow a client to sign, an agreement with terms that are just so unfavorable to her, especially after such a long marriage? Again, it's like we said, it should have been graduated after 3 years. It goes up 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, whatever. It really should have, but she got a lump sum. I think it was like $175,000, and he's got multi-millions. Oh, renegotiated after he made it. See, after he made it big, he wouldn't have renegotiated. Yeah, he'd have to be open to it though. And you know what? She could have tried, but then that would have been the divorce right there. If she tried to renegotiate her prenup after he made it big, he would have been like, bye, bye. That's the thing. He would have been like, bye. You're not, and why? What's his motivation to renegotiate? What's his motivation? He has no motivation to renegotiate. He's like, oh, now I've made it big. Now you want to hit me up for more money. But at the same time, I would have gone to a lawyer and say, hey, he's got multi-millions. At the time I signed this, these terms are not favorable to me. What can I do? Yeah, I would have done it on the low. I'm not going to lie. I'm not, it would be worth a shot, just to ask an attorney. Because I mean, the attorney I had previously gave me, this is ridiculous. If in the event something should happen, I'm married to a man worth multi-millions, and this is, I get nothing after 11, 12, 13-year marriage. But like I said, what attorney did she have? I mean, was the attorney working for her or working for him? It's like who, I mean, who would, have their client accept those terms, especially like maybe at the time that was good, but not have that sort of graduation, like as years go by, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. That's what blows me away. It was crazy how little she got. And then he cheated on her and left her for another woman. Insult to injury. Mm-mm-mm. Declared happy. Have you ever been married? I hope that's not too personal. Yeah, I mean, you have to look out for yourself. I mean, if you are marrying a man of means, if he doesn't want you to or doesn't ask you to sign a prenup, that's cool. Oh, yeah, exactly. I wonder what kind of prenup the new wife has. Hopefully, she was smarter than this previous wife. Oh, same here. Same here. My husband passed away too. Oh, we have that in common. Sorry for your loss. Yeah, I'm a widow as well. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you and I have that in common. Yeah, mine did too. Mine did too. And I mean, a divorce is one thing, but when you have that sudden loss, it's like, wow. I mean, I don't my husband, there was not any sort of illness. It was just like a sudden thing. Like with his kidneys one day, that here today, gone tomorrow. It's just very difficult to explain that experience to someone. But I guess that's a different conversation. Yeah, I'm sorry for your loss, but I get it. I that was my experience as well. And thank you very much. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Oh, was it a long illness where it's a situation where you were like almost relieved that he was out of pain? Because and as bad as it sounds, sometimes like death is a blessing if people are suffering and suffering and suffering. To watch somebody suffer is that's tough. And then again, to have it be a sudden thing is tough as well. I mean, it's just not, there's no good scenario. But yeah, what are the odds of both of us having that experience? Yeah, it's hard, you guys. It's hard. Has anyone on here divorced? I know Empress Daisy, you've not been married because you were young and divorcing everything. So it was no good solution. Oh, I'm so sorry. We had to do that with my grandmother. You know, like they want. Oh, I'm gonna get upset. Like they wanted to like amputate her leg, and it was like the family was like, no, no, no. They took her off life support, and it's like if she's gonna pull through, she's gonna pull through. If not, just let her go. And a couple of days later, you know, thank you, Miss Hurricane. And that's what she did. It's just really sad. It's just really sad. Yeah, but it's good to talk to people who have common experiences. This is life. No one's had. I mean, I think I've had a good life, but no one has a perfect life. Everybody's been through things. You know, maybe that's why I feel like I can speak to certain things because I've had experiences, good and bad, like all of us have. I'm just willing to share mine. But Empress Daisy, as a young woman, I'm so glad you've decided to join this live. It's just, first of all, do not, that song "Harden Your Heart." You probably never heard about it, but do not harden your heart. That's another thing. You're not going to meet that good person if you are not open to it, if you are reticent and pessimistic and negative. I mean, you have to be open to it. I mean, you can't be done. You know, definitely have to recognize the red flags, but don't necessarily look for them because you never know. You never know. Oh, you guys, I have so many things I want to talk about now. Have you guys, like, do you guys believe in the zodiac, like zodiac compatibility at all? Like, yeah, but it's a process, right? You know, when you know better, you do better. That's just what it is. You know, a lot of us didn't grow up. I bet all of us did not grow up with, and my, you know, I was a good family, good mother, but my mother never said these things to me. No, this was a process. Sure. Yeah, same thing. Same here. Well, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say they're good examples of hypergamy because I take that back. Because my mom was a stay-at-home mom for the most part. And I take that back. Because I mean, my dad took care of the family. And you know, I don't know what I'm thinking. And that is, I just had an example of a man being the head of the household and taking care of his family. I didn't know it was called hypergamy. You know, I didn't call it a name, but that is the example I have. You know, I had. You know, that was my experience growing up. My dad took care of the family. You know, he paid the bills, he supported us, my mom. You know, and my mom was a homemaker, and you know, our school was around the corner. We go to school, then we come home for lunch. And she'd have us. I mean, that was we. I grew up in a very traditional household. Yeah. Oh my God, declared happy. You and I have so much in common. I mean, unfortunately, we have the passing of our, you know, husbands, but you and I are the same age. When is your birthday? Oh my gosh, you and I are the same age. So I grew up in a household where, yeah, I guess there was hypergamy. I just didn't know the name of it. And I was fortunate because I grew up in a two-parent household with good role models, and my dad was 20 years older than my mom. That's another thing. Oh, March 4th. My mom's is March 3rd. You're Pisces. And my dad was 20 years older than my mom. So that's another thing. He was traditional, old school, that kind of thing. And I guess I saw that. I saw that a man taking care of his family, and so many people don't see that, especially younger people. They have divorce homes or they have single parent homes, and it's hard to relate to something like this if you've truly never seen it, not even in your home or around you. But it's a learning process. You just have to, learn, some good experiences, bad experiences, just a learning process. The most important thing is self-esteem. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she gave you advice on finding a better man because she didn't want you to have her experience, and she was a 50-50 woman probably because she had to be. My mom was a stay-at-home mom until we got older, and she wanted to work. She wanted to get out of the house and all of that. She wanted to make her own money, and that's another thing. She wanted to make her own money. She didn't want a allowance from my dad that's the thing about it. She wanted to make her own money when we got older, and that's what she did, and it was great. Mm-mm-mm. 50-50 is more like 70-25, but she was doing the household, the housewife activities too. Yeah. See, my mom was, I mean, she did the household thing. She, get the cooking, although my dad was the better cook. He would cook as well, especially like on the weekend. My dad was actually the better cook than my mom. but it was, a traditional household. Yeah. Yep. You wanted to be feminine, but live masculine. Mm-mm. And to be honest, you guys, I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with contributing. When my mom got her, job, she decided to go back to work. Like, she would buy the groceries, but that's it. My dad paid for every single bill in the house, everything. But she would buy groceries, but that's it. Yeah, a good education, but a good education is great. But then you don't, I don't know. I'm gonna say guys don't really care about education, but I actually, I had a good education as well, but it's like, you have this great education and you can take care of yourself, and so you aren't desperate, you don't have to settle. But at the same time, it's like, you have this good education, so hopefully that would get you in circles where you can meet men that are high value. Exactly. Now she is, oh, sick. Same thing happened with my grandma. Sad. And she got sick and passed. Oh, I'm so sad. So it may go to be different and break the cycle. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think a lot of women have seen their mothers like work themselves to the bone, you know, and I that was not my experience with, thank God, because okay. Oh, you guys, I'm over my, I'm gonna, wrap it up in a couple minutes, but this is awesome, you guys. Sorry, I have to. No, 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 that's fine. Oh, coach, should I stay on a little bit? Oh, you guys, we'll be back shortly. Okay, that's cool. And let me say, my mom preached getting a good education. They don't, and some men are quite intimidated by an educated woman. That's not good. But at the same time, like, is that educated woman feminine, or does she wear her education? I mean, does she lead with her education? Oh yeah, I get it about degrees, and that's fine. But I mean, does the woman lead with her degrees, or does she lead with femininity and, softness and approachability and, that sort of thing? If you lead with your degrees, then I can see how that might be a turnoff. I really can't. That should not be the lead. I mean, I think you should be proud of your, degrees and what you've accomplished, and everyone should. And that's something you should own, and not, you should never diminish yourself from anybody ever. But at the same time, I don't think that, you should necessarily lead with that. I don't talk about it unless someone asks about me. Oh, and there's nothing wrong with, I mean, you should be proud of your accomplishments. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being proud of your accomplishments. You should. I mean, it took work. It really did. But and don't downplay, what you've accomplished. But when it comes to guys, I just wouldn't lead with that. But don't diminish your accomplishment and what you've accomplished in life. No, no, no. No, of course you should mention it. And you know what? It's like, I don't know, when you do these profiles, don't you have to like put in your education? Most of the time, like your college degree, that sort of thing. How about your occupation on the first day? But don't you have to put that in your profile? Because I remember, I mean, I would do something like general, like the legal field. I don't know. For me, I don't lie about anything. I just don't think that's for me. And this is me, like, just a good practice, because now you have to, let's say you meet a guy and you things work out, then you now have to explain that you took 10 years off your age. And I can understand that you shouldn't be too forthcoming, about everything and spill your guts. But I'm just not a big proponent of a line. If I don't want to tell you something, I won't tell you. I don't feel obligated to do anything. But I'm just not, I don't like lying, because if he lies to me, that's a deal breaker. That's what I mean. It's like, lying is a deal breaker. It just is for me. So I would not do to someone what I would not accept for myself. There's no way. I had a dating coach. They don't put your actual education. I have a master's. Okay, but what's wrong with that? Why would see? I don't agree with that. Why would you? Why should you downplay the fact that you have a master's? That's great. And you know what? A lot of men are looking for a woman. That's not to say he's not a provider and a protector, but a man wants, a lot of men want a woman like on her level. If you have a master's degree or a PhD, I mean, I think it's going to be tough for you to relate to a woman with a high school education. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but if you go to social events and parties and you have to meet faculty or senior partners, and you want to bring again a high value woman, not to say a woman with a high school education is not high value, but you want a woman by your side who is comfortable in those spaces. I would absolutely put my master's. I thought that was one of the questions they asked you, like your education, high school, whatever. I thought that was one of the things you asked. I don't know. I just wouldn't lie about anything. I mean, I think that a master's degree is a wonderful accomplishment. That's it. And they see it on there and that's it. When I say about leading with, I don't like when you go on a date, oh, I have that should not be the first thing you talk about. Oh, I have a master's and it should be more conversational. That's what I'm saying. Like it should not be your degree should not be the topic of education, topic of discussion. If it comes up, oh, what school did you go to? Blah, blah, blah. That's one thing. But I mean, I would not lead with that, but you should absolutely put that in your profile. Screw that. Screw that. Anyone who is intimidated by you having a master's degree, nope. That's not somebody worth having. It really isn't. It really, really isn't. I mean, somebody who wants you to dummy yourself down, that's a man who has no self-esteem. And yeah, that's not somebody I would ever, ever be with. Why should you have to dummy yourself down and to make him feel comfortable? That's just my opinion. All right, you guys, I got 8 more minutes. 8 more minutes. You guys, this has been so awesome. I love these. Yeah, I mean, it's not like people like walk around like, I mean, I don't have a master's, I have a bachelor's, but it's not like something, that's at the forefront of people's mind. It's just like, oh, what school did you go to? Whatever. And you have it in your profile. So it's like, oh, she's got a master's. And that's just not something that comes up. In my experience, it's just not something that comes up unless it's like, oh, what school you went to, blah, 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 that kind of conversational thing. Yeah, thank you. I wish more people would join, but screw it. I mean, I enjoy who's ever on here. I love these now. I get nervous in the beginning, but I love these. They're so much fun. You guys, thank you so much for joining. Thanks to my newbies that joined. I really appreciate it. I'm going to have these bi-weekly. I'm going to be consistent in that. So every other week, I'm going to have these. And hopefully we get more people to join. If not, it can just be us. You guys, thank you so much. I really, I guess I'm really appreciative if I have anybody on these, because I really do. It's not like I take this for granted, because sometimes I'm like, is anyone going to join? So you guys, thank you so much for your support. You guys, I mean, I really appreciate it. I don't have 10,000, 25,000 subscribers or anything like that. So I really appreciate you guys taking, because you can go to anybody. There's millions of content creators on YouTube. So you guys, that you spend your time with me and you choose me I really appreciate. Oh, absolutely. Ride or die. Day one is hurricane. And I'm sorry I didn't receive your card. I'm so sorry. And thank you, Empress Daisy, for joining. Hopefully you will join us. And the woman who had to take the phone call, hopefully. Oh, it's okay. It's okay, Empress. Oh, I see. It's not letting me post my comments. I don't know why. Because I see that comment that you couldn't post comments. You guys think this is so much fun. I love this. This is so much fun. I really, really enjoy it. So much fun. I get nervous in the beginning and then we start going and it's like blah blah blah. We have so much to like talk about. So you guys, I'm going to sign off. Thank you once again for joining, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Now, does this day work? Thursday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I just figured like Friday people might be doing things, and I wanted to do it at 6 p.m. Central Standard, just to give people time to, chill at home, and if you get back from work and relax. I just felt like this is a good time. I really like this live. Very insightful. Thank you. And for Stacey, you can go ahead and DM me. Like I said, go ahead and DM me and in my Instagram. I'll give you the handle again because it's been a while. I'll just give you like my thoughts and that's it. Pretty insight, okay? So just hit me up and I'll give you, my thoughts on the profile. I know I always get nervous, right? You know what it is? It's the technology. You know what happened that one time. Like it didn't work, and I'm like, what the? It's like so. It's always, oh, am I going to be able to do it? But now I got it. I understand like what I was doing wrong, and now I got it. But even so, I'm like, in the beginning, because it's the technology. It's like, oh my God, am I going to be able to do this? It's like, and now like I got it now. So. You guys, thank you for joining. I'm going to sign off. Don't forget to thumbs this up, okay, when you see it. This has been so much fun. Thank you. I follow you on DM. So. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And because I did it yesterday, I'm going to do it maybe a couple days in advance so people can um, sort of get an opportunity and like to maybe a couple days notice. So. I want to say it. Yeah, you guys, please take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Wear your mask. I see a lot of people not doing it, and things are getting worse and worse. So protect yourself. All right, bye, guys. Have a great one. Have a great weekend. Mwah. Bye, guys. I'm going to end the stream now. I'm not hanging up on you. I'm just letting you know I'm going to end the stream. Oh, I love it. I love it. This is so much fun. I love it. Thanks, guys. I'm ending right now. Okay.